Good evening, Aquarius. So this is your 2020 forecast using this Lenormand deck. Once again, this is a 2020 forecast for the zodiac sign of Aquarius. So just to remind you, I'm going to be using this Lenormand deck, and I'm also going to be using this tarot to clarify. And then at the end of the reading, I'm going to be using this dice and this oracle deck to get a final piece of advice. So let's get started. So those of you who don't know about Lenormand, excuse me, a little bit of a shuffling boo-boo. So those of you who don't really know about Lenormand, so it originated in France in Napoleonic times, I believe, and it's pretty popular, I think still in parts of Europe, but not really in the US. Correct me if I'm wrong. But if you're interested, you could just Google Lenormand, history of Lenormand, and learn some more, whatever your heart desires. So what do you have for Aquarius in the year of 2020? Please give us a forecast. So let's see. So I'm going to lay out all these cards into a spread, and I'm not going to show you every card because that would take too long, but I will show you the ones that pop out at me intuitively. I'm going to be showing you close-ups of those cards, so you can get a pretty good grasp on what I'm talking about here. So, okay, I don't see by accident. Okay, so wow, this is a very multifaceted spread. Okay, so let's see what we have going on in 2020 for you guys. So I see here that from this cloud card, it represents confusion, but this is saying that at the end of 2019, possibly even now, I'm seeing that you guys, you Aquarians, are a little confused right now. Like, you may be going through a bit of a neutral phase, like neither here nor there. You're a little confused, represented by the clouds, and that's going to bleed into a little bit into the very, very, very beginning of 2020. And that's going to transition into something like a contractual agreement, some form of documented, like, agreement, partnership, whatever it may be, between you and some entity in the very beginning of 2020 going to 2020. Like, it may be a new a promotion, a new job, something that requires a contract, or maybe even an engagement or a business partnership, possibly, or maybe like if you're doing freelance, like it could be like a freelance agreement of some kind. So there you have it. And then right afterwards, you're going into so this lamp represents spirituality and the need to cleanse spiritually. So I think this is really like going back to the clouds at the very end of 2019, going into the very, very beginning of 2020. You're going to need to, you Aquarians are going to need to like spiritually cleanse that energy, that confusion, because I mean, it's kind of over now, so you need to cleanse it out of your life, your aura, your environment. I recommend, if you want to get kind of like superstitious, here you can burn white sage, like with incense, or like there are some candles with white sage, but I mean, incense is a really way to do it. I mean, they sell that everywhere. You can also, explore nature, just really get in tune with yourself, like nourish yourself emotionally, spiritually, physically, or if you really, really want to get superstitious, like you can sprinkle salt in your entryways. It's very kind of eccentric. And then, like you can wear evil eye jewelry, like I have here, or like the Hamsa hand as well. They have jewelry with this hand as a placebo effect. It may even make you feel more spiritually cleansed and feeling. And then we have this promise of some kind after you go through that spiritual cleanse process. You're going to reach some kind of agreement. So this is interesting. It's like in the very, very beginning of 2020, it really does seem like you're having lots of like contractual agreements, binding agreements, and this indicates promise by the ring. So you're going to be having a lot of that in the very beginning. Like, wow, like there's so much action, like just things happening, like so many things happening in the very, very beginning of 2020, which is really interesting. And then here we have fish, which represents prosperity. So I'm thinking this is probably career, financially related maybe, but it could be prosperity in other areas as well. But yeah, you're starting, Aquarians, you guys are starting the year with a bang. It's like confusion, and then immediately you have this like new like agreement, contractual agreement, and then you've got spiritual cleansing that you may want to do, and then that transitions you into this promise that you have, or some kind of agreement, partnership of some kind, represented by the ring, and then immediate prosperity, like boom, like right in the beginning of the year. I don't think we've had any readings so far that have been so action packed, like straight from the get go. So that's really interesting. So here we have a traditional masculine figure. Anything that you would think of as like traditionally like masculine energy, like paternal, or like you know, some kind of a rock type figure. So in the middle of the year, or after the first quarter of the year, around like after April, probably going into like May-ish, this person, as you can see, is going to ride, as you can see, the rider on the horse is going to ride in somehow, so this is right in the middle of the spread, fox. So intuitively I'm getting that this isn't a fox out to get you. I think it's really a fox, maybe like a foxy person, maybe like in terms of something that you need to like reach inside yourself, Aquarius, to kind of bring out, maybe like being clever, not necessarily being like manipulative, but yeah, I mean, being able to kind of think outside the box, clever, a little tricky, fast moving, and stealthy. Maybe tap into that a little bit in going into 2020, and that's going to lead to a major transition in your life, but that's also going to attract, I see here, some haters. Okay, so I don't want to scare anyone, but this card traditionally means the other woman. Like if you have a husband, it means like mistress, or someone who's basically after your goods, or you know, something like that. I think in this general reading, it probably just means like haters, or someone who may be jealous of what you have. And this is immediately after that transition in the middle of 2020. And I just want to remind you again that tapping into this foxy energy that I think you probably have somewhere inside of you, like clever, witty, quick moving, stealthy, and that's really going to help you deal with this transition, and also the haters. Usually positive transitions are the ones that attract haters, but I mean, we can clarify later with the tarot deck, like we'll see what that means. But this is precursed by this is following the traditional sort of figure, some kind of rock, paternal type, traditionally masculine energy figure riding in somehow, in which, once again, that foxy energy is going to aid you in that as well, going into the transition. And yeah, once again, that's going to attract some haters. We can do a tarot reading on that later to clarify. And then great news. So we have, after all that, going towards the end of 2020, like the last quarter, probably around September, October. So this card, represented by the flowers, means beautiful events, ceremonies, graduations, achievements, those kind of things. Just a beautiful event. And once again, immediately following the haters. So it pretty much means that you're gonna deal with those haters, or one hater, I don't know, just some person who's jealous of you. You're gonna deal with that, and you're gonna, you know, you're gonna get through that really, really well. And then here we have the stork, which represents either launching a new endeavor, having children, starting something new. That can be a lot of things. But yeah, launching a new endeavor of some kind. And then that's going to lead to this peaceful resolve, like this moment where you feel like you're seeing here the ocean, and you see the stars above. It's resolution, and you're going to reach some kind of peaceful time where you're like, okay, that's resolved, and then you're gonna have some time to think, some quiet time, and I see that as a precursor to you kind of like cutting off, like represented by the scythe here, some negative energy in your life, I think, that you really don't need. This could be going back to that snake, the hater slash haters, that you may need to like cut out of your life, and this is probably going to hit you like a ton of bricks after the quiet resolution that you reach after the launching of this new endeavor, following the beautiful event or ceremony that you're going to have towards the October of 2020. But yeah, you're gonna have to cut out some stuff in your life, and you're gonna realize that at the end. But it's not gonna be a major cut, it's not gonna be a major transition, but it will be like a small cut, like a small adjustment. And then at the very end of 2020, this card represents spirituality, psychic abilities, which I know Aquarians, you guys are known to kind of be on another plane at sometimes. Like you're on another level of having like all these visions, and you're like visionaries, you have all these progressive thoughts, you're very unique, eccentric. Well, this goes really well with that. It's a spiritual card, so you're going to end 2020 with this sort of like enlightened feeling I'm getting, like you're going to be very spiritually in tune with yourself at the end of 2020 after cutting out all those or that maybe person or people that have been kind of like the snake energy. These aren't necessary. This is an entity that's not happy for you. You know, they're jealous. They want what you have. You're gonna have to cut that out, I think, and that's gonna really hit you at the end. But it's not gonna be very difficult though, because once again, the scythe represents like a small adjustment, like a minor sort of like action. Nothing too major. Okay, so I'm just going to clarify for you. Let's see. Let's clarify about the document in the beginning of the year. So let's see what that might mean. Okay. So yeah, this is a moment where if you've been clouded with confusion in the past and at the end of 2019, this is the moment where that's going to have to end, whether you like it or not. And I really do think it's going to be one of those, whether you like it or not, it's going to happen types of moments where you're going to have to enter this agreement, this business agreement or partnership written in some kind of documentation. You're going to have to enter this situation, but I really do think it's going to be positive, because once again, I see here down here that it's going to lead to prosperity, represented by the fish, and then immediately before that is a promise, some form of promise, maybe to yourself. Promise energy, okay, with the ring before the prosperity. So, oh, okay. Well, here's some more cards that just kind of popped out. So, yeah, that might be some more clarification about this document. So let's just go with that. I mean, I think that was a pretty vague response here. So let me just look up what, okay, so let me show you the cards first. So we have Three of Cups. We've got the World, and this is concerning that document in the very beginning of the year. You're gonna, it's just gonna happen. It's gonna hit you like a tower moment. Like you're not gonna have really much you can do about it. It's like whether you like it or not, you're gonna enter this contractual agreement. It's gonna be required, but it's a, you know, it's a good thing. I mean, according to this spread, so it's gonna lead to prosperity. And this is actually an extra card that came with the deck, but I put kind of my own twist on this card to mean that your dreams are going to come true, like some sort of form of dream or some kind of dream that you had going into this reading, whatever it may be, is going to come true. So I see that as like dreams coming true. But as for Three of Cups, I do want to clarify what exactly that means in the context of this deck. So give me just one moment while I clarify that. Let's see, cups. I believe this is backwards, so. Okay, so, all right, so Three of Cups. I'm gonna read it out loud here for you guys. Three of Cups. So the three maidens in the garden correspond to the three graces. Surrounded by bowers of blooms, they raise their cups in celebration. It's party time. Relax and take credit for a job well done. You may be moving toward retirement. Okay, so I'm thinking that with this contractual agreement, like I said, it's going to be in your favor. It's going to be something that benefits you in the long run. And it's also going to be a major change in your life, represented by the World card. It's really going to open your eyes in terms of, like, once again, if like earlier in the year it was, in 2019 it was confusion, going into the very early part of 2020, confusion, represented by the clouds, it's going to be a really, like a tower moment where you're going to be pulled into this contractual agreement that's going to benefit you, whether you like it or not, and you're just going to have to go with the flow. And it's going to be fine, and things are going to change, represented by the World card, pretty in a major way. And then this is kind of like celebration for your hard work. So this really does, I think I'm intuitively getting, like, right in the beginning of 2020, you're going to get like an unexpected job opportunity of some kind, or maybe some opportunity when it comes to creative projects or growth in some way in your life. And you may not be ready for it, which is perfectly exemplified by the Tower card. You may not be ready for it, but you're gonna have to do it, because this is gonna be a great opportunity, whatever it is. And you're gonna have to go with the flow, because there's no way you should give this opportunity up. And then here we have, I took this extra card to mean that your dreams are going to come true in some way, shape, or form. So if you are going into, so it's 2019 now, but you're going into 2020 with some dream that you've always had deep inside you, that you may or may not have been aware of. I really do think that it may come true in 2020, as represented by this card. And it may, it did come up in correspondence with this, in correlation with this document. So maybe, like an opportunity that you've always kind of wanted, like deep within you, whether you realized it or not, when it comes to some project or some new endeavor that you've always wanted to pursue, that you're gonna get, and it's gonna hit you really fast, and you may not be ready for it, but you're gonna take it, and it's gonna benefit you. Once again, with the prosperity card. So I really want to clarify that. Let's clarify maybe like this rider coming into your life, traditionally masculine energy, traditional, like what you think of when you think of traditionally masculine, like paternal, like stable, like strong, like rock type figure, riding into your life, where you're going to benefit from honing into that foxy energy, like I showed you earlier, the fox card. Be sly, be stealthy, be quick, and keep your wits about you. It's going to benefit you, I think, this whole year, because it's right in the middle of your spread. But I really want to clarify about that rider. So let's see. Can you give us some more information for Aquarius when it comes to the rider? Okay, so we have the tower card again. So it's almost like, see what I'm saying? Like, this is like repetition. Aquarius, you're associated with the number 11 sometimes, because you're the 11th sign in the zodiac. 1-1, and here we have a moment of 1-1, like two tower moments, one and then another one, like one in the very beginning of the year and then a second one in the middle of the year. The first one, I think that intuitively it's probably more of a like a contractual agreement when it comes to your professional life, or some kind of what is it, like endeavor or like pursuit of your dreams that you've always wanted to go after. And that's actually going to happen for you. But then, excuse me, background noise. But with the second part of the year, as represented by the Tower card, this rider is going to be coming in, and he's going to be coming in hard, and you're not going to have a choice in terms of what you can do to prevent it, like whether you're ready or not. And I'm thinking like this is maybe like either new love or some kind of new energy. Maybe even like if you're already partnered, it could be maybe a new spark of romance, or something new where you just feel like, okay, like this person is coming in, I'm not ready, but this is a tower moment where you your hands are tied, like you can't, they're too good to give up, you know what I mean? Like they're too good to pass by, so you're just gonna have to go with the flow, and whether you like it or not, it's gonna hit you like a ton of bricks, but it's gonna be a positive thing. So I just want to clarify this transition here, like what this transition might mean after that rider comes in to your life, the rider on the horse. Just want to clarify that transition, and this is like the middle, like July, August. So what is that transition after the rider rides in Okay, so we have a couple that popped out. We have the Six of Rods and the Four of Pentacles. So with the Six of Rods, this indicates a victory of some kind. So right here, so we see this man on a horse riding into the horizon after a victory. So this person has worked hard, they've won their battles, and now they are riding off into the horizon. So this person who's coming after you, I really do think that this is somebody who's had their eye on you for a while. And if you're already partnered with someone, then maybe they wanted to spark some new romance or spice up things a little bit. And they've wanted to do that for a while, kind of like a warrior on a horse. Like they wanted to do that, go after you for a while, or make some new move that they haven't already on you, that they haven't done. And once again, you're not going to be able to do anything about it. I mean, we all have free will, but I mean, it seems like you're not going to be able to do anything about it, not because you don't have a choice, but because it's just too good to give up, too good to pass by. And this one is represented by maybe like a miserly presence. So what I'm thinking is that the reason why this is hitting you like a tower moment, like both with the, this may even correlate with the beginning where you have that contractual agreement with the new opportunities, is you might have had some control, been feeling some control issues maybe in the beginning, or maybe even the end of 2019 going into the very beginning of 2020, where you feel like you almost don't want to pursue the things that you really want to pursue because that would mean losing control. Maybe like there may be some insecurity issues at play here, because this definitely correlates, I'm seeing here, with that person riding into your life. It's going to be too good to give up here. It's going to hit you like a ton of bricks, and you may even be like, I'm not ready for this spark of romance, but it's gonna be too good for you to pass by, and it's gonna really be fast moving. Like for instance, the contractual agreement or the job or the new opportunity in the beginning, it will be so fast, and you're gonna be swept away by the movement, and it's gonna be a good thing. And then same thing with the rider riding in. It's gonna be really fast moving energy, but you need to let go. So see this person, this is a miserly person holding on. And it doesn't necessarily represent finances, because I mean it is pentacles, but I think in this context it probably represents someone who is holding on tightly to some form of control, where it's like, I don't want to, pursue like everything that I've wanted to pursue. I'm afraid to pursue my dreams because what if they don't come true? Like that kind of like, I'm too afraid to let go of like what I have, like the status quo represented by the clouds. Like you want to let go, you want to venture into the unknown, as represented by these clouds, but it's a little scary. But you know what? You're going to be able to let go. It's saying here, at the very beginning of 2020, everything's moving extremely fast, Aquarius. And then in the middle, things are going to be moving even more fast. It looks like in your love life, just really, really fast, or both equally fast, actually. Almost like parallel. Like the very beginning of your year is like, oh, fast energy. I don't know if I'm ready when it comes to my career or creative project opportunities. And then in the middle of the year, it's like parallel, but in your love life, things are going to be moving like crazy fast, and you're not going to be able to almost not able to keep up, and it's going to lead to some form of transition here, where you're going to have to let go of control. Like, don't worry about those dreams not coming true. Don't worry about like, you're afraid maybe that like love, like true love may not exist, or it may not be real, or it may not work out. Like just let go of that fear, because I think ultimately with that miser card, I think it really is pointing to just fear. And once again, keep in mind that this card was smack dab in the middle of the Lenormand spread. And so I think that in this year coming up, Aquarius, you're gonna have to really tap into that foxy energy. Think outside the box, be clever, don't be afraid to be witty. Maybe even, I'm not saying be manipulative, but definitely don't be afraid to think like a fox. Just be smart and fast moving, be stealthy. And that is the overall message here, because in all these transitions happening, all these fast moving things, guess who benefits the most in those kind of environments, extremely fast moving and beneficial, is a fox, because a fox is just like that. They go really fast, they're really smart, they're very quick-witted. So you gotta really embrace that energy. And then let's get some, maybe launching this new venture. Actually, I think as an extra little thing, I'm gonna ask how to deal with this sort of hater because that was kind of something that, oh, there you go. Okay, that was kind of something that is happening like sort of towards the, I'm thinking like August, September. You're gonna have like somebody. Okay, so 2 of Cups. So yeah, okay, so this snake person who's gonna really like show their fangs, snake fangs, venom, whatever, kind of towards like July, August. I would think like August, maybe July, August, September. This person is jealous because of, look at this. So there's like this, I really am strongly getting like a love partnership or some kind of relationship that, once again, like right before the transition, and then the hater, or that hater presence appears, and we have, let me just gonna show you. So we have this masculine energy, traditionally masculine energy person riding on the horse into your life. Or if they are in your life, they're really taking control, moving really fast to spark that romance with you. And once again, you got to remember they've had their eye on you for a while, or they wanted to make this move for a while, whether it be sparking new romance or maybe taking things to the next level. And this hater, you know why they hate you is because they're jealous of this. See, if you look at this, you're seeing a partnership that looks so loving and so just connected, almost like they're twin flames, like they're meant for each other. Look at the balance in the card, the symmetry. They are like twin flames, they complete each other. And your hater is jealous, but you're gonna deal with that. You're not even actually, I'm thinking here that you're not even gonna have to deal with that. Just block it out. You don't have to do anything, just block it out, you know, do your own thing, just you do you. And here we have the beautiful flowers, like the beautiful event, ceremony, graduation, some kind of event, maybe even a party, that represents something like not necessarily a milestone, but some beautiful event in your life. Like it's something of significance that's very beautiful, and it's gonna be like a public event of some kind. Let me clarify actually that, and that's gonna actually launch, represented by the stork, launch a new project or new endeavor, or could even represent having another child maybe. That ceremony. So if you are thinking about having children, I mean, this beautiful event could even be like a baby shower, or but those of you who are, single, it could be maybe like, oh, I'm in a relationship now, let's launch this relationship, like really make it serious, or maybe an engagement. That's probably a little bit more likely, and this is once again happening in September-ish, August, September, possibly October, but I'm really getting around September, give or take, towards like the last quarter. But okay, so let's clarify about that new endeavor that's going to be launched, which is precursed by the flowers, like that beautiful event that's happening. Okay, so we have, see, this is what I'm saying, Aquarius. You have so many parallel things happening in 2020. Like, you are a sign that's represented by 11, like literally 1-1, it's parallel. But you have like so many parallel things happening. So once again, let me just remind you, in the beginning, you have your career moving so fast, it hits you so fast, and it's like so fast moving, like amazing opportunity. And then you have that happening in your love life in the middle of your year. And then next you have a new endeavor in the last part of your year, the last quarter of your year. That's another world moment. So that's like 1-1-1, like 3 events that are parallel, that's happening super fast. And because we've already gotten the world card before, so this is a parallel endeavor. But I want to clarify like what it might actually be in terms of like what kind of endeavor it is. I mean, we may never get like an exact answer, obviously, but this is too many cards. We may not get an exact answer, but it's nice to at least attempt to maybe get a little more information on it. Okay, so what new endeavor do we have for Aquarius that's happening for Aquarius? What new event do we have, or endeavor do we have for Aquarius? Oh my God. So this card was pulled earlier. Remember, speaking of parallels about your dreams coming true? This really is kind of freaky, you guys. It's like 1-1-1. Like, remember, one life-changing, like fast-moving event in terms of your career advancement in the first quarter of your year, January to March, April, and then in the middle of your year, starting from like April to like July, that's going to be your dreams coming true, possibly when it comes to, I really think, yeah, your dreams coming true when it comes to your love life, or some romance being sparked, or going on another level, or towards another level. And then in the last part of the year, another dream coming true. We may never exactly get the exact answer of what that third thing is in the last quarter of your year, in like September-ish. But it is, all you have to know is it is going to be precursed by this beautiful ceremony or event. It's going to be really significant in your life, and you're going to be launching something new. So this could be children, this could be taking your relationship to another level, and maybe even, it could even be an engagement, like an engagement event, because that would also count as an event, like a proposal, and then launching something new. It really can be anything, or maybe it can even be like, it really can be anything. I mean, you can't really like know specifics, but just know that it's going to be, if this was in the first part of your quarter, if this was career, middle was love life, and the third thing, I think that intuitively it's probably another dream coming true for you, whether it be it may even be like spiritually, something you've always wanted to do that's outside of career and love life, maybe something more on a spiritual level, like if you've always wanted to maybe do charity work, or maybe be a mother, like this would be like I said, like baby shower earlier, and then the stork, I mean, like, or it could even be taking your relationship to another level. But if it's a spiritual thing, I mean, it could even be like if you're one religion and your partner is a different religion, like maybe you or maybe they are possibly converting for you, like if that's important, or you're converting for them, or maybe even you can be, once again, getting involved with charity, or it could even be like doing something like, maybe, I don't know, just something. It's difficult. I really want to figure this out for you guys, though, Aquarius. Okay, I don't normally do this, but let's ask again, just one last time, about this other third thing, because once again, we've already got career moving super fast in the beginning, love in this second quarter, and then the last quarter we have this other endeavor launching, and I'm not really sure what area that's in, but I'm like dying to know for you guys. So let's ask a third time to try to get some more info. So can you please tell us what, I think this one kind of popped out. Oh my god, you guys. See, the same cards keep coming up. It's parallel. Like, the tower already came up for the previous two. So, yeah, I think this is enough. I don't want to ask, because I'm getting this energy that I'm asking too many questions. It's like, it kind of stops being accurate, I think, after too many times. That's just the vibe that I'm getting, too many questions. But we've gotten enough information here. I think we have enough here to know that the third event is going to be another dream coming true, another parallel event that's going to be very fast moving. But yeah, it is going to lead to this peaceful resolution. But it will also lead to you cutting off something maybe harmful in your life that you needed to come to terms with. But that's also going to be a short, not a very difficult period, but a very short little like adjustment. The scythe is like short, not necessarily short, but like easy, sort of. Wait, why am I shuffling these cards? Okay, I'm shuffling the wrong card, but I wanted to clarify that scythe moment. Like, what does that scythe moment represent in terms of? Okay, we had some cards pop out. So we've got Justice and Six of Swords. So I think what I'm seeing here with the Justice and Six of Swords cards. So Six of Swords right here is someone who is an ally, who's helping. Okay, so like if there is a battle that your friend is fighting, this represents you as like the ally who's sending in support for that person. So I think what I'm really getting here, like especially with the snake energy earlier, and then you having to make a little cut adjustment with the scythe, with that energy, I'm getting that maybe you have been a lot of the time the support for somebody who's going through a lot of stuff. But I'm kind of getting the energy that maybe it wasn't reciprocated in the past, and maybe you never really realized it or never really, counted how many times it's been adding up that's happened, or how it's been maybe affecting your life a little bit in a negative way. But then at the end of the year, it's going to hit you that it has been kind of burdening you, and it has been having a negative impact on your life with the snake energy. Someone that you've been periodically helping them maybe deal with issues and stuff because you thought, I'm being a good friend, or I'm being a good whoever, like daughter or son, a sister, brother, like I'm being a good fill in the blank. But I think towards the very, very end, you're going to realize you need to kind of distance yourself a little bit with the scythe here, make some adjustments from distancing yourself, because we did see that they may be a little bit jealous of your partnership in the beginning for whatever reason. So yeah, and once again, we have the Justice card, which is pretty much goes along with everything that we just said. You're seeking justice for yourself because you may have been, that person's support, or those people or group or whoever it is, you've been their support for a really long time, through rain or shine, I think, whether it's been affecting you negatively or not. You haven't really been in tune with that. But we have the Justice card. So you're seeking justice for yourself, and as you should. And then after you come to terms with that, once again, you're going to reach the spiritual kind of enlightenment here, as represented by this card here. Spiritual enlightenment, balance, which is key. Sounds like a really good year for you guys. I mean, come on, like 111 synchronicity, 3 parallel areas of your life where dreams are coming true in your career and love life. With so love in the first quarter, career in the first quarter, love in the second quarter, and then the last quarter, this endeavor, like this, I'm getting like a spiritual endeavor of some kind that you've always wanted to do, that may not be related to career or love, but it's something else. And I really want to know what it is, but whatever it is, it's amazing, and you should go for it. So know that that's coming probably in like August, September-ish. In the last quarter of the year. Okay, so that was an amazing reading. That was a really interesting reading with the 111 synchronicity, and then the repeatedly in all 3 moments, the same tarot cards kept popping up, which was pretty bizarre and cool. But okay, so last thing I'm going to do is roll this dice and then get the last piece of advice from this oracle deck. So let's see what we have for Aquarius. So I was kind of shocked. I thought we were going to get 11, but we did get 10. So that's interesting. So the number 10 may be significant for whatever reason, so you may want to keep that in mind, Aquarius. The number 10 is going to be significant in some way in 2020. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle these oracle cards to get that last piece of advice for you, Aquarius. And then I'm going to pick out the 10th card, as represented by that dice. And you may want to even keep that number in mind going into 2020 for whatever reason, because I really do think that with all the synchronicity, the 111 numbers are at play here. So you may really want to keep that number 10 in mind, whatever it means. Okay, so what do we have for Aquarius? Last piece of advice going into 2020. What do we have for Aquarius in 2020? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we have this card, which I think this is probably talking about that. Okay, so like I said earlier, you have 3 parallel events where your dreams are coming true in different areas of your life. First, second, third quarter, like dominoes, just like dreams coming true with synchronicity parallel to each other in different areas of your life. And things are moving so fast. It's going to be full speed ahead. You're not even going to feel ready, Aquarius, for this. Like sometimes I know you have all these dreams that sometimes you may not even know that you have, like hidden desires or subconscious desires that, or you've been kind of like wrestling with, or you're not really coming to terms with, and suddenly it hits you with this really, really fast pace. You may not even be ready for it. So I think what this is saying is that you're kind of between worlds, but you need to kind of not commit, but like fully commit yourself to your dreams. Like these are dreams coming true. Don't hold back. Like we got that miser card earlier of you holding on to control. Like if this is the past, like you're holding on to sort of that feeling of safety, like I'm afraid my dreams might not come true in any areas of your life, but you need to transition from here and move that last part of you that's holding on and let go of that control and transition into your dreams, because it's going to be well worth it. And also with that snake card, remember, you're going to have to in the last quarter, you'll realize that you're going to have to kind of cut that distance yourself from being that person's constant unflailing support that may probably have been a little one-sided. Like they're probably having